What's up, YouTube? Team Oblivion here, coming at you with a rather strange deck profile.
What?
YouTube.
Somebody's talking to you?
No, I'm doing a deck profile. Sorry guys, that was my dad. He doesn't know much about technology. No? Okay. So anyway, I'm coming at you with a very strange deck profile. I'm coming at you with a deck profile for Heraldic Beasts. This is a really budget deck. I mean, obviously you could apply cards that synergize with the deck, that make the deck more expensive. But it's a deck that I actually quite like. It's not a very competitive deck. It's very slow at the moment compared to Dragon Rulers. But I mean, like, it's a fun deck to play, and I like it. So, yeah. So, starting with the list. Make sure everything's in shot. 3 copies of Leo. This card is basically a 2000 beat stick Sangan. Like, whenever you send to the graveyard, you get a search for, like, any of your Heraldic Beast. So he's really good. Like, you gotta run 3 or else you're dumb if you don't run 3. 3 Aberconways because, well, okay, I guess I should explain all this. It's a dragon, which will come into importance later, but also it's a win target for Chidori. It's an 18 beater, which is nice, and also his effect is pretty good. Like, if you have 2 in your graveyard, banish 1 copy of it to recycle any Heraldic. So he's pretty good. You could run 2, like it's player pref at 3. 2 copies of Basilisk. The card is basically Exploder Dragon, but a lot better because his stats are a little better. He's like, I like him. Like, you get him when you need him, and he's fine. Like, yeah, like he's not necessary for the deck to run. You don't have to run him, but the deck works a lot better with him. 1 Ale. Originally, I was running 2 because basically what this guy does, if you control 2 or more Heraldics, just drop him, and like, he's an 18 wall. He's a level 4 to special, and getting 2 Heraldics on the field isn't that hard. I mean, like, there's really good spell support in this deck to do that, but like, I don't find him that necessary at the moment, and also I just need to cut him down for more room. And then 1 Eagle. A lot of people don't. I've seen people, like, for some reason, other people playing this deck in the meta. Like, I play this with friends, but like not in the meta. But I've seen people cut this up to bump this up to 2, or I've seen some people play it at 3 because it's Chidori. Even though Chidori is a really good card, I don't see this card being as necessary as some of the other cards. So, yeah, Eagle. So that's the Heraldics. For the summoning power, 2 Goblinberg. I actually hate this card. This card sucks. I hate it so much. And then 2 copies of Tin Goldfish. I hate both of these. Like, these cards lose to Maxine Veiler. And like, oh my god. Like, the deck really needs these cards as... Just realized I was shooting slightly out of shot. Sorry. But anyway, the deck really needs these 2 cards to make your rank 4 plays better. This deck is basically spam rank 4s as much as possible until you can win. But like, the deck really needs these cards in order to work, which really sucks, but whatever. And then a tech that I'm not seeing anybody play, which I think they should, is 2 copies of Redox, and then the 1 copy of Tempest. Now, if you didn't notice, this resolves in the grave, this resolves in the grave, and this resolves in the grave. That's 3 targets, plus this guy is a free search. So, like, basically what you could do is, like, dump this guy with a Redox, bring this guy back, and then get a search off him, and then bring him back. So, like, he's really good. Or you could dump him with one of these guys and just search him. Or you could search him to do this play. So, like, these cards have a lot of versatility. They also give you options for 7s, like rank 7 plays, which, as everybody knows, are, like, crazy good at the moment. Like, yeah. So, yeah, these guys are very good in the deck. I don't know why people don't run more. I mean, like, the only reason I don't like them is because you have to banish. But we can run cards to overlook that. But these cards really work with the deck. First spell is probably, like, the best spell in the deck. The 3 copies of Advanced Heraldry Art. This card is the nuts. Like, late game, just drop this, and it's a free Xyz. Basically, like, target 2 Heraldics, special them, and then make an Xyz. And it's any Xyz. It doesn't have to be Heraldic Xyz. And also, if they drop an Xyz on this, they only draw one. Compared to normal Xyz, where you compared to a normal first one turn Xyz, they get to draw 2 or 3. This card you only get to draw 1. So really good. Then 3 copies of this card is literally just Monster Born. No cost, no anything. You just bring it back. Really good. 2 copies Instant Fusion. Like I said, this deck is basically rank 4 spam. So like this card is just like this normal make a 4. For the one of those, 1 Gold Sark. Like if you're running any kind of E-Dragon variant, really, you'll have to run the Gold Sark. This is also an efficient way to get to your Leos faster, or well, yeah, basically just Leos. And like, but it's mostly in here to banish a Redox to get another Redox to hand to set you up for next turn. And then for the other cards, I got really lazy because like I have these in generic sleeves just because I didn't want to change them for a 10-minute video. Foolish, because this card is amazing in this deck. I love this card in this deck because like a lot of the cards resolve in the graveyard, so this card is just like the nuts. Burial, which is basically the only out we played to I played to the dragons. It's just like, if you're in a tight spot and you have to banish a Leo or something, you could just like bring it back. And you always want to have at least 1 Leo engraved to keep looping it off your Reborns or your Redoxes. So, yeah. 1 Book of Moon, because it has a lot of versatility in general. I mean, like, Leo, I didn't mention this, but Leo, the turn he's normaled, he blows himself up at the end. So basically, normal this at the end phase, blow himself up, and you get a search off that. But then like you kind of like minus, like basically +0. But if you have this, then you'll +1 because then you could book your own Leo, and then keep it on the field, or you could use it as a defensive card, as most people probably do. And then 1 Dark Hole, because Dark Hole is Dark Hole, and then I only main 2 MSTs. This card, I should probably run more of these just because of the back row. I might consider running Malevolent Catastrophe. But for now, like 2 MST are in here. And yeah. And then for the traps are really streamlined, I feel, for this format. It's just like 2 copies of Phoenix Chain for negation, 2 copies of Mirror Force, and the Ultra should be on the top. 2 copies of Mirror Force for the Mass Destruction. 1 copy of Bottomless, because Bottomless is the nuts. 1 copy of Compulse, because screw big Xyz / Synchro plays. 1 copy of Torrential. I don't know why this went to 1. This was a good 2 of, but whatever. And the 1, if I can get it back in its sleeve, Solemn Warning. And yeah. The side, like, I don't make sides for my decks until tournament day, so no side. But the extra deck is again like pretty obvious. There's some player pref in here, but it's pretty obvious. This card is amazing. Like, this card is the only reason people play this deck. It's basically like, this card is Ophion Dracosat. This card kills everything. This card kills everything that has the word Xyz in its text. This card is amazing. 1 copy of Fairy King. This card is also very good. Before, when I wasn't running E-Dragons, this card was much more viable, so I ran 2. But now, since I don't see the point of running 2, so I only run 1. And yeah, like, it's okay. It's a free detach. And this, which is Lightning Chidori, which I'm not sure you can see, because it's really good and you can make it. And this should be 3 7s, but Big Eye is expensive, and I really, really want one, but I can't afford one, so I run the Dracosac and the number 74, because there is a possible field where you can make both of these. I've actually made, I don't know, yeah, I've done very limited testing on this on DevPro, and I've made this once. I've never made this, so yeah, but I'm also running Big Eye on DevPro. And then just literally you just run generic rank 4. So you run Pappy, Kachikochi. This card you need to run. This card makes the deck. Because you don't have to drop this and pop just to get rid of problem color. You could drop this and like summon a Leo, get a search off the Leo after you pop it with this card, then you get rid of the problem card. This card is the nuts. This card is amazing. I say that way too much. Anyway, Roach, which you probably shouldn't run. Just like a lot of my rank 4s, I either don't own yet or I lent to a friend. So yeah, Maestro. I love this card. This card is amazing. Laval Chain. This card, so good. It's 2 free foolishes, guys. And then Cowboy, which I probably wouldn't run. I would like to get my Daigusto Emerald back from my friend, but he's an ass and he won't return it, and I'm probably gonna have to find him for it. But whatever. So like yeah, basically just run like generic rank 4s unless you're running E-Dragons and you have to run the 7s. So yeah, and then just 2 instant fusion targets. Because Instant Fusion is boss. And like literally 4 stars, awesome artwork. Well, this guy's awesome artwork. This guy's artwork sucks. I want to change this guy out for a Camion Wizard. But Camion Wizard's expensive. So yeah. Anyway. That was our deck profile, guys, on Heraldic Beasts. It's a really random deck profile, but I quite like the deck. I think it's very interesting. And yeah. Thanks for watching. Bye.